Let's put our palms together. Homage to our fundamental teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. Homage to our fundamental teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. Homage to our fundamental teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. Today, we'll continue our topic last week on Chan meditation. In Buddhism, all practices, including meditation, aims to concentrate the mind, investigate the truth, manifest wisdom, and fully perceive the nature of reality. This is known as clarifying the mind and seeing one's true nature. Explanation of stages of the meditation practice by Master Zizhi of the Tiantai school. He organizes the Indian Buddhist practice of dhyana alongside later Mahayana methods of meditation, presenting a structured system that progresses from basic to advanced. In the history of meditation, this work is not only groundbreaking and significant, but can also be considered as authoritative and comprehensive synthesis of both Hinayana and Mahayana practices. We dedicated the final two classes to studying skillful means outlined in this book. Skillful means are our foundation. Let's consider building a house as an example. First, you need to prepare the drawings, materials, tools, land, and money, etc. These are all called external criteria. Internal criteria include construction skills, knowledge, labor, and expertise. You can complete the construction only when you're equipped with both external and internal means. Similarly, Chan meditation also requires both external and internal skillful means. Last week, we studied the first four external skillful means: having the five conditions, renouncing the five desires, abandoning the five hindrances, regulating the five practices. Let's recap. Having five conditions. First, pure moral conduct, living with self-discipline and adhering to ethical principles. Next, adequate clothing and food, having enough to meet the basic needs without excess. Third, living in a quiet place. You can create a space where you can find peace, whether at home or in nature. Fourth, letting go of externalities. This means minimizing distractions from external commitments. 5, gaining good teachers and companions to connect with individuals or resources that provide us with inspiration and positive influence. As for the external skillful means on renouncing the five desires, the goal of renouncing the five desires is to reduce attachments to the world outside and bring our wandering mind back. Therefore, we should refrain from grasping at sound, scent, taste, and tactile sensations. Abandoning the five hindrances. We should rid ourselves of the five hindrances. Sensual desire, ill will, resentment, enmity, sloth, and torpor, restlessness, and remorse, as well as for doubts. These hindrances block the light of our self nature. The hindrance of doubts help us build confidence and focus. Regulating the five practices. We start by regulating our eating and drinking, our sleep. These help us achieve the ideal conditions during meditation. Last week, we had a short exercise on basic meditation posture and relaxation techniques. Someone commented that they fall asleep as soon as they relax their mind. But actually, when we meditate, we not only relax, but we are also focusing our mind. We need to strike a balance between the two. And both are essential to meditation. We cannot have one without the other. For beginners, counting breath is one of the best forms of training. In fact, meditation is the same as engaging in other physical and mental activities. You need a harmonious balance of relaxation and work, so you will not inflict afflictions on others. Practicing the five matters, which are aspiration, diligence, mindfulness, wisdom, and concentration. Desire is how we cultivate positive wishes and goals, hoping to improve your quality of life and inner quality. With diligence, we develop good habits such as meditating, exercising, and studying every day, keeping a regular schedule, and make them a part of our daily life. Practice of mindfulness help us stay focused on the present moment in our lives, developing mental concentration and minimizing distractions. Skillful wisdom is how we use our wisdom and creativity to adjust the practice to meet our own unique situation. For example, we experiment with different techniques to find the best way that can help us stay focused. Concentration helps us develop the ability to focus on a single goal or task. Avoid multitasking to improve concentration and mental clarity. Today, we're going to look at internal skillful means, which are methods for inner cultivation. First, explaining the methods of shamatha. Second, explaining the examination of nature of good and bad roots. Methods to calm the mind, treatment of illnesses, awareness of demonic influences. These five aspects are collectively called internal skillful means, as they address the precise mental adjustments needed in meditation. They lead to a deep meditative samadhi, hence the name skillful means. These five aspects are collectively called internal skillful means, as they focuses on skillfully applying the mind during the initial stages of meditation and making right mental choices. In this context, shamatha is taken as the first gateway because all the merits of meditative concentration arise from stilling the mind and ceasing its distractions. The scripture states, when the mind is focused, nothing cannot be accomplished. Establishing shamatha is the initial gateway is significant. He explains why skilling the mind is the first step in internal skillful means. All meditative achievements depend on calming the mind and ceasing its scattered thoughts. When the mind is focused, nothing cannot be accomplished. It emphasizes stillness as the foundation of meditation. Previously, the practice of focusing the mind was already discussed. And why are we bringing up this again? The answer is the previous explanation was actually a general overview of focusing the mind and did not dive into the nuanced methods of stillness. This section provides a detailed discussion, helping us understand the basis of our mind in stillness and explaining the stages of entering meditative absorption, from shallow to deep, from coarse to subtle. In summary, this passage emphasizes stilling the mind as the fundamental step in meditation. This is why we are exploring this deeper to help us equip ourselves with the precise techniques we need. Reiterating this is necessary to help us towards mastery in meditation. First and foremost, let's study the method of shamatha, which is instrumental in calming the mind. Why do we study the methods of this of shamatha first? This lays the foundation of meditation. It counters our afflictions, paves the way for other contemplative practices. And this also helps us master other practices indirectly. Next, examination of good and bad roots. After practicing shamatha, the mind now settles in samadhi. When the mind enters a state of concentration, it can easily discern the rising of good and bad roots. We can more easily understand our disposition and provide more appropriate methods to counter and overcome our obstacles. The book analyzes internal and external manifestation of good roots in cultivation, attributes, causes, and ways to discern them. It lists each of their various nature and profound connotations to help us understand these phenomena and gain insights. And also focuses on discerning between rights and wrongs. Method of settling the mind. From the manifestation of good and bad qualities, we can more easily understand our disposition and provide appropriate methods to overcome obstacles. This helps us calm our mind. Treatment of illnesses. When practitioners focus on cultivation, they may see underlying health issues surface and exacerbate. If they do not properly regulate their own body, breathing, and mind, they can easily fall sick. Good health helps with cultivation. If we do not take care of our body, we would have difficulty maintaining mindfulness in meditation, which will obstruct our cultivation. Therefore, we should learn effective ways to treat these illnesses. If we are unaware of how to treat them, these illnesses will hinder or even endanger us. Recognizing demonic influences. This teaches us how to discern deviant states and false thoughts and prevent them from interfering our practices. Mara translates to kill in English, implying that you can seize a cultivator's merit, virtue, and all their Dharma wealth, and snuff out their wisdom life. What are demonic influences? Demons often aim to destroy the wholesome roots of sentient beings, causing them to remain trapped in samsara. The higher we cultivate, the more susceptible we to demonic influences. Therefore, it is essential to clearly recognize them. Demonic influences refer to all the obstacles we may experience in cultivation, which can be negative emotions, temptations, or setbacks in life. By learning to recognize the nature of these challenges, we will be able to deal with them using wisdom and reason and avoid being trapped by them. This explanation goes from basic to advanced. It offers a complete, systematic, and practical guide to meditators. This helps modern meditators avoid aimless or misguided practice and prevent us from mistaking these phenomena for supernatural outcomes. By understanding the theories and the practical methods, we can align our body and mind with the right path of cultivation. So this book serves as a very important reference in meditation. This was a very brief introduction to the internal and external skillful means. Let's look at some of the questions from our fellow students. Will there be new Buddhism classes in 2025? When will the registration begin? I would like to ask the master if online courses will continue. For example, courses on Platform Sutra of the Sixth Patriarch or the Pure Land teachings. There are also students who ask us to kindly share download links for all the course materials, especially the class on the Earth's Treasury Divination will. May I ask when the next course will begin and what topics will be covered? There was also another question asking whether we can have weekly meditation sessions. online. So we'll answer all of these questions together. We are planning for new online Buddhism courses where we will choose a specific classic text to explore in depth. Since the explanation will be very comprehensive, it will differ from the format of the past 3 years. So far, we have different speakers that took turns. Next, instead, we will have a single speaker covering the entire course from beginning to end. The duration will depend entirely on how the speaker chooses to present the material. For longer text, the course may be divided into several parts and perhaps involving multiple speakers. This is our preliminary plan. But since the speakers need more time to prepare, we need some more time to launch and start taking registration for the next Buddhism classes course. So at this moment, we do not yet know when this will begin. But we will keep everyone posted and make the announcements when ready. So shown on the slide, you can see a YouTube link to all the classes for the past 3 years. So for those of you who cannot access YouTube, please reach out to your individual class team leaders. The next question, I have some questions. Does the city of 10,000 Buddhas require disciples to chant Great Compassion Mantra in Chinese only? Or is it acceptable to also use the Sanskrit version? The answer is, we never set out specific requirements for mantra recitation. We use the Chinese version, but if you prefer to use other versions or languages, it is entirely up to you. The key is to really remain focused and avoid distractions while reciting the mantra. Next question. During meditation, I often experience pain in one meridian running from my thigh to my lower leg. I've tried stretching, but it still hurts. Should I just endure the pain, or is there a correct way to stretch it? If you have tried different stretching methods and still didn't work, I recommend you seek help from a doctor to treat the meridian that's causing pain. Typically, we try to endure the pain and it should improve over time. But if you don't see any improvement, you might want to seek someone more experienced, such as a doctor. The next question. I suddenly had a realization that no matter the type of practice that we do, it's actually all the same, whether it's reciting the Buddha's name, sutras, bowing, or meditating. This is all about focusing. When I don't have a distinction in my mind, I can avoid deluded thoughts. So without these distinctions, I feel this is not a mix and match of practices, but rather diving deep into one single Dharma method. So I dedicate all the merits to being reborn in the Pure Land and wishing everyone in the Dharma realm reaching enlightenment. So, no matter what Dharma practices you engage in, the key is to focus the mind and avoid scattered thoughts. No matter what method you choose, just choose the one that helps you best avoid scattered thoughts and really focus your mind. The Buddha has taught us many different methods, and it's all about focusing the mind. The next question: can the Dharma Master send us the complete text of Master Sentan's Faith of the Mind? You can actually go to Go Buddha Monastery's website, where you can find recordings of all past Dharma talks, including this text, The Faith of the Mind. There are also some questions and answers on meditation and many different other materials and resources available on the Go Buddha Monastery's website. So just look up Go Buddha Monastery. The next question is someone who only joined this class from the third year. The question was, what is faith? How can we develop faith? What's the relation between faith and doubt? Can I interpret it this way? If my faith is not genuine, then I won't be able to give rise to doubts, or my doubts will not also be genuine, and I won't be able to realize awakening. And the next question, how do I continually and progressively foster faith and doubt? The answer, in Chinese Chan Buddhism, when a practitioner focuses intently on a huatou, which is a critical face, or a koan, disregarding external distinctions, this state is called doubt sensation or doubt. For practitioners, unwavering faith is very crucial. Before experiencing doubt, one must have complete confidence without any skepticism, as doubt indicates a lack of genuine practice. Without believing the teachings, one wouldn't engage in practice or exploration. So, taking refuge and becoming a disciple of the three jewels, we should have absolute faith in them. Additionally, we must also believe that we have our own Buddha nature that's identical to that of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And the difference between us and Bodhisattvas, and what exactly is Buddha nature? When we continuously ask ourselves these questions, this is the start of doubt or doubt sensation. For example, believing in the Amitabha Buddha in the Pure Land and reciting his name with the conviction of being reborn there can lead to the doubt sensation of who is reciting Buddha's name. This is called huatou. When we investigate huatou, we should not use existing knowledge or experience to analyze or interpret its meaning, which will lead to mental discrimination. Dao sensation involves a desire to understand the content of the huatou or koan with the belief that it holds an answer. Through persistent inquiry upon finding the answer, one achieves enlightenment. However, this realization must be verified by an experienced teacher to confirm the accuracy. In Chan Buddhism, there's a saying relates to the practice of investigating huatou, a method of meditative inquiry. A huatou is a critical question or phrase used in Chan practice to trigger introspection and insight, such as who is reciting the Buddha's name. Doubt here refers not to skepticism, but to a deep, unresolved questioning that drives the practitioner towards awakening. Whether it yields results or not, apply yourself precisely. This part focuses on the practitioner's method and its effectiveness. Yields results refers to whether the practice brings spiritual insight or progress. Does not yield results indicates a lack of perceived progress or efficacy. Apply yourself precisely. Here, this refers to one being careful with observing and adjusting our approach, using the experience of success or struggle to refine our practice. The teaching advises that the sense of doubts towards huatou is crucial in Chan meditation. We as practitioners should continuously assess whether our effort is effective and adapt as we go, emphasizing precision and persistence in our spiritual inquiry. For example, being careful of the condition of our body, making sure we stay healthy. So the principles described in this book is very, very important. So for those of us who are not yet familiar with Chan practice, we should definitely start with this book. Some questions that we receive are not listed here because these questions are more personal. And we will reach out to these students individually to answer their questions. So please don't worry, we will provide answers to your questions. So this marks the end to our 3-year online Buddhist studies program today. Over this time, we have embarked on a rich and profound journey of learning and practice together. The curriculum was thoughtfully designed to progress step by step, integrating the study of scriptures with practical cultivation and methods. First year, we started with foundations, such as the 3 character classic of Buddhism, the Agama Sutras, and the questions of Clean Milinda. Leading to the second semester of Pulliam practice and Eartho Bodhisattva's teachings. For the second year, we study the Solo Sutras, the Sutra of the 42 sections, the Platform Sutra of the Sixth Patriarch, and Sutra of the 10 Wholesome Ways of Action. The second semester also helped us establish a solid foundation of ethical practice. This year, the third year, we explored the profound teachings of Avatamsaka Sutra, the Shurangama Sutra, and in the second semester, we look at how to practice meditation. These 3 years have been a journey not only to accumulate knowledge, but also help us start purifying our minds and awaken our wisdom. I hope that all the students can carry forward these experiences, bring the principles of Buddhism into their daily lives, and transforming ourselves into a source of benefits for ourselves and others. We as speakers have also benefited much from this course. To create the course materials, to actually design the course, we spend a lot of time to study other people's classes and teachings. And we have learned much from this process as well. We are also very thankful to our volunteers and our team leaders who help us tremendously. So we thank you for your dedication and support. May the merits of this study serve as a stepping stone on the path to awakening and liberation. And may the light of the Dharma continue to illuminate ourselves. This is the end of today's lecture. Do we have any more questions? We have just 2 more minutes. Let's look at the chat box to see if we have any questions. Okay, seems like we don't have any questions. All right, so it's time for transference of merit. Thank you, everyone. Amitabha.
愿以此功德，庄严佛具土，上报四重恩，下济三除苦。若有见闻者，悉发菩提心，即此一报身。同生极乐国，顶礼老和尚。三位序。阿弥陀